everyone, welcome back to the video series. Today I'm going to be talking about the 3 T's of subluxation, or even just the chiropractic lifestyle as we like to call it. So like I said, there are 3 things that cause subluxation, and remember, subluxation means a misalignment within your spine causing interference on your nervous system. All right, and here I'm going to give you some different ways to avoid that, and just to educate you on how we keep getting subluxation throughout our life. Even when we are coming to the chiropractic, there's so many other ways that we can help to reduce these things. So I'm going to get into that today. All right, so the 3 T's, what are they? The first one is going to be trauma. And on trauma, we really went into that a lot with your day 1 appointment. We talked about those major traumas that you might have had throughout your life, whether that is a car accident, whether that is a sports injury, concussions, major falls, even when you were a child, like anything that could have happened. I know kids are kids, but a lot of those things do stay within our body, within our spine for a long time before we ever experience anything. So those are major traumas. And then something we call micro traumas are things that we're doing every day, all right? Smaller things that add up a lot over time. All right, and by micro traumas, what I'm talking about here is whether it's repetitive motion, whether it's sitting at a desk typing and maybe we don't have the best posture, whether it's sitting on our phones like this, scrolling through the Instagram, whatever it is. Those things do add up a lot over time to our spine. So that's traumas, and we'll talk about more ways to enhance and keep those traumas out of our life in the next video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But today I really did want to get into the other 2 T's a little bit more. So the first other T is toxins. Okay, so first we've got traumas, now we're on to toxins. Okay, so toxins, what does that mean? Well, toxins can be anything from the food we're eating to the air we're breathing, even the water we're drinking. A major one that I don't necessarily always think of, but it's definitely very common, is the drugs we're taking, okay? And never would we say someone stop taking medicine, but we do have some good routines or different alternate routes that you could do to maybe start avoiding some of those over-the-counter medications, like if you have a headache coming on or feel some pain or even sinus congestion. There are a lot more holistic ways that we can start to reach for first before we start grabbing those over-the-counter medications, because again, they are toxins and they do store themselves within our bodies, and if we can eliminate those, then you're gonna be so much better off. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got a couple different products here that we actually feature in our office, so that's pretty nice. You can always know that you can find any of these things here. The first one that I want to talk about is pain. Okay, so back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, whatever you might have, it's a very common thing that people are coming into our office for. So something I love to use at home is this deep blue lotion. Okay, now this is the lotion form of it. We also have it in the straight oil or even a roller bottle. Okay, I prefer this one because it's nice. You can kind of massage it on and get a little double take for it too. So what this does is there is a great oil in there that is almost like a cooling sensation, and it really helps with a lot of those pains. So this is a great thing to reach for first if you are experiencing some of those different pains. There are other alternatives as well, and one that I would recommend is CBD. So CBD, we have 2 forms of it. We either have the capsules and we also have the tincture. Okay, so more for pain. These capsules are really great. They just absorb into our body a little bit differently, and they kind of just help relax the body and help you not necessarily feel all those pains that you are feeling. Now, Joy Organics is a local company right in the area, so we definitely love to feature them. We do have another brand here as well that we sell. This one does not have any THC in it whatsoever, so this is perfectly safe if you are getting drug tested or anything for work, so totally fine for that. And the other one does have just trace amounts of THC in it. Again, probably safe for drug testing, but this one definitely stands by that. They actually guarantee it. So would recommend the capsules for if you are experiencing some of those pains that we were talking about. And then this tincture is really great for if you're having anxiety, even headaches and different things like that. Really good to help relax the body before bed if you have a hard time falling asleep at night. So there's a lot of different things that, of course, there's medications for, but again, there's other alternative routes that we can take if you want to start not reaching for those medications, the first thing. Another thing we have is an immunity booster. Again, if you are feeling like you have a cold coming on, maybe you start taking some NyQuil or whatever it might be, but let's try something new. Let's try some On Guard. On Guard is a completely natural blend. This is with doTERRA, so it's an essential oil blend, and that is really going to help boost the immune system, allow you to really get that immune system activated before you need to have any kind of medicine or anything to kick those things over. And the last thing I have here is vitamin D3. Now this is a liquid. We also have soft gels, and we also have a form of it for kids as well. Vitamin D3 comes from the sun. We really need it. It helps to help process, make sure all our cells are functioning the best they can, absorbing all the nutrients that they need, and it is a huge immune boosting complex as well. So again, just wanted to feature a couple different products that we use in our everyday lives, we really live by and recommend completely. There's a whole bunch of stuff at Whole Foods that we can always send you and recommend you to get as well if you have any other questions about the medication side of things, okay? All right, so the next thing within toxins is I'm gonna talk about our household items, all right? So cleaners, whether that is using Clorox or, you know, some of these really powerful cleaners that we're using, which of course it's great that they work and they're clean, but there are a lot of chemicals within those that are affecting whether it's our respiratory system or even our nervous system, again, going into that subluxation, that we would love to avoid if we can at all possible. So we like certain brands. I typically use either Mrs. Meyer's, or I'll use Method, or even Seventh Generation. Now those are some of the more popular holistic brands, but even if you wanted to look more into the Branch Organics, Branch Basics, those are really great brands as well. That can take a long time, so don't feel pressured to do this all at once. This is a lifestyle change, and again, I would not recommend throwing away everything that you have. If you are ready for that, use it up. Just kind of go through, as you know, you don't want to be wasting money. You don't want to be wasting those products that you already paid for. So start to gradually change those out as you're ready. And again, with those household cleaners, something we don't always think about because we're tall and we aren't necessarily on those surfaces, but think about babies crawling around on the floor, on the carpets, or even our pets. They have their nose in the carpets all the time. That might be inhaling a lot more of those cleaners and those toxins than they need to be. So that's another one. And again, we can always go in more detail with this. We just wanted to kind of give a snippet of what this looks like. But yeah, definitely something that we all like to do in our homes, and we would recommend that for anyone as well. Now, another toxin that I wanted to get into is candles, okay? So household items, again, candles, I know I love them too, but they are not the best for our respiratory system and again, our nervous system. Different alternatives you can look into. Of course, the best one would be to diffuse essential oils. If you want to start getting into that, we can always help you figure out that journey. Or even soy alternative candles are a really great place to start, because I know the ambiance, everything about it is awesome. And then the last thing in toxins that I wanted to hit on was our food that we're eating. Okay, so for food, of course, everyone knows, shop organic, do those things. People say, well, it's expensive. So if you haven't heard it before, we're gonna give you this information now. The Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen list. So let me just grab my computer so I can get those all for you accurately. So I'm gonna read you off the Dirty Dozen first so that we know these are the foods that we should absolutely buy organic. Think things with thin skins, things that you're actually eating the outside of the fruit or vegetable. So that list is gonna be, this is the dirty list, so you want to buy these organic. Strawberries, spinach, kale, nectarines, apples, grapes, peaches, cherries, pears, tomatoes, celery, and potatoes. Now those are ones that are sprayed more heavily with the pesticides, and again, want to get those organic. And then the ones that are okay to eat that you don't necessarily have to buy organic, which again helps with the money saving aspect of things. Think things with thicker skins, things that you're not actually eating the rinds. So with this, it's gonna be avocado, sweet corn, pineapple, frozen sweet peas, onions, papayas, eggplants, asparagus, kiwi, cabbage, cauliflower, cantaloupe, mushrooms, black broccoli, and honeydew. So again, just helpful little things that you can start doing to add in if you are looking to start that natural chiropractic lifestyle. A big one I am a fan of is clean water. So of course, always get clean water, whether that's a filtration system in your home. I recommend the Berkey water filter. It's an investment, but it is so worth it. All right, enough on the toxins. The last one I wanted to get to here is the last T that I'm going to talk about is thoughts. Okay, so the emotional component of things. Now, this one can get a little bit crazier to think about, but what we want you to think about here is, I want you to imagine on your most stressful day, you know that your body is tense, you sometimes even feel your immune system is decreased, you might feel a little cold coming on. I know personally I keep my shoulders like all the way up by my ears when I'm stressed out, and that is our body showing those different forms of stress. Now again, it can be a subluxation and a big emotional component of what subluxation is. Okay, so a lot of times if we are adjusting people and they aren't clearing, it might come back to an emotional component of things that we need to address. Now, different things that we can talk through here is stress. Okay, now I know that our lives are always going to be stressful. So again, I know that we're not always going to be able to decrease the stressors, but what we can do is to add things into our life to help accommodate those stressors, help integrate them in our body. All right, so 3 action steps here. I'm gonna say add in 15 minutes of meditation a day. Now meditation, you don't have to necessarily be thinking like, that kind of meditation. Just take 15 minutes of you time every day to reflect on things, be grateful for things, and even think about things that you want to change or start making a difference in. The next thing that you're going to add in is better sleep. Okay, we know that better sleep is going to make a more productive you, a less stressed you, not only physically but emotionally as well. And then we also can add in, again, just you time. Taking time for yourself, making sure that you're pouring into your cup before you're pouring into other people's is the most important thing you can do for your body, besides getting adjusted. But we want to make sure that you are really taking time for yourself and making sure that your life is fulfilled and happy. So thank you for tuning in today. The next video that we're going to do, we're going to talk about more of those physical traumas that we can do throughout our everyday life and help avoid. And make sure you stay tuned for the end of that one because we will be giving a little gift away if you make it through the whole thing. All right, so thanks for tuning in today and we'll see you at your next appointment.